Ryan, good to see you. We are myth busting today, the four biggest financial myths and the truth behind them. Some of the most common beliefs about money, retirement, and investing are just myths, and believing in them can really hurt your financial future. So here are the top four. Number one, the market always goes up. How do you help clients stay realistic about market cycles while staying invested for the long run?
And it sure would be nice if the market always goes up, but
Great.
you look at those charts, over the last 100 years or something like that, the big mountain charts, yeah, something like this, you'll see that the over the long term, the market has always gone up. Now, along the way, of course, there's some big ups and downs, and there's been some very long periods of time when the market has done very well, stock market has done very well, and also long periods of time where the stock market has not done very well. So that's why it's important to make sure that you do have a good diversified portfolio. I always say everything's all based on cash flow. When you're working, it's most of your cash flow, maybe all of your cash flow coming in is coming from your job. And then in retirement, your cash flow needs to come also from different assets that you might have. It
Right.
might be Social Security, it might be a pension, it might be a portion of your portfolio that's designed to really provide that income in the short term and still have more risk-based assets, more investments like in stocks and things like that that can help grow for the long term, help keep up
Mhm.
with inflation and such.
All right, myth number two, the 4% rule for retirement withdrawals. Is that rule still reliable?
Well, when that came out, it really wasn't a rule. It was just more or less a theory that was developed. And I
Yeah.
think it was good, at least as a basic guideline. And for those that aren't familiar, what the 4% rule is stating is that when you retire, let's just say you have $1 million because it's a nice round number. When you retire, you could withdraw 4% of that, which is $40,000, and then increase the amount that you take each year to account for inflation. And over the course of a 30-year period, you should have a very, very little likelihood of not running out of money over that period of time. But what I have found is that the 4% rule, I believe, for most folks is too conservative. I think it typically leads to more underspending. That's typically what I find. And the challenge in retirement is that we don't want to run out of money, but we don't want to get into our 80s, let's say, and start to realize, hey, I'm never going to spend all this. I wish
Right.
I would have spent more money
Right. Yeah.
early. So I
Right.
think there's some better ways to do it. And I think people could spend more. It's about devising that plan in order to make that happen.
And myth number three, my taxes will be lower in retirement. Why might retirees be spending more in retirement in taxes than they were expecting?
Well, one reason is if you've done a really good job of saving over the years, maybe you've saved a lot in a pre-tax retirement
Right.
account, like a 401k or some other type of retirement account, perhaps at work, then you could get into retirement. And if all or most of your money that you're going to need to live on is going to be subject to ordinary income tax when you go to pull that money out, you may end up having to pay more in taxes than you expected. And then of course, in your 70s, at age 73 or 75, depending on the year you were born, you're going to have to start taking out those required minimum distributions. So you may be put in a position where you're having to withdraw even more than you actually need to meet your living expenses. And so then you'll have to pay even more in taxes. And the other thing that comes up with that is sometimes one spouse, if you're married, passes away. Now you have to file as a single person. So that's like a double whammy. That causes you to have to pay even more taxes. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of, why that is.
And myth number four, I don't need life insurance once I retire. Why would someone need life insurance in retirement?
Well, there's different reasons why somebody might need it. One of the reasons might be like if you're married and let's say that you're each getting Social Security, maybe, one or both of you are getting pensions or something like that. Keep in mind with Social Security, when one spouse passes away, that smaller check goes away. With a pension, maybe when that spouse with the pension passes away, maybe the pension goes away, maybe it gets cut in half, gets reduced somehow. So it's important to, stress test your plan. Take a look at what would the impact be if one spouse did pass away early. Because sometimes I see plans that look really great. Like if both spouses were to live, let's say, well into their 90s, things look pretty good. But if one spouse were to pass away early and some of those income streams were to stop, but there's not enough retirement savings built up, that could have a real negative impact on your overall plan. So
Right.
that's just one of the reasons why you might want to consider it.
Interesting. It's great to talk this through, Ryan. Clearly, you live in this world. You are well aware of these myths and these risks. So, if somebody wants to talk with you to create a financial plan that addresses all of this, what's the best way to reach you?
Best thing to do is go to the website, which is kravitzfinancial.com. You can go to the contact page there. You can submit a message. You can also go to the process page there and check that out. And you can schedule a call. And I'm more than happy to talk with you.
Great. Ryan, thank you.
Thank you.